what camera will you use for recording your promotional videos? And to help you with that decision, it's a good idea to have a look at the different types of cameras that you're able to use. And always keeping in mind that the rationale for this do-it-yourself video series is to make use of equipment that you already own, but keeping an eye on what can be achieved by adding a little more equipment that'll make a big difference. I've set 4 categories for this tutorial, and then in the following set of 4 tutorials, I'll show you how to use each of those to make your promotional videos. So these are the recording options: webcams, a cell phone camera, a DSLR, or as a simple voiceover. They've all got their pros and cons, and I'll have a look at the simplest and what's likely to be the lowest cost alternative. You most likely already have a webcam attached to your computer, so this is a simple solution. And to use the webcam to make your videos, you'll need a screen recorder application on your computer. If you're a Mac user, well, you're in luck because QuickTime Player comes with your Mac. If you're a PC user, there's a number of screen recorders available. Look at OBS Studio and Flashback Express. I use Filmage Screen for my recordings, as it also allows me to capture the audio from my screen, but more on that later. I'll be concentrating on Apple's QuickTime Player in this tutorial. As I mentioned though, Filmage Screen allows my recordings to capture the audio from my screen as well as the microphone from my voice. And QuickTime doesn't allow recordings from the screen audio. That's without some complicated workarounds. Anyway, back to the webcam itself. And there's some things you need to find out about your webcam. What resolution does it record at? Does it have a microphone built in? And these are things you need to look in your computer's specifications. You're looking to see if the webcam records at 720p or 1080p. 720 is just okay. It'll be a bit soft. You really want 1080p. And if your computer doesn't have a webcam or microphone, you need to purchase those. I'll cover what's available in a minute. The equipment costs are in the description below. First, let's assume you do have a webcam and a built-in microphone on your computer. 1080p will record a full HD video, which will be good enough. 4K is becoming more accepted, but that will require you to buy a 4K webcam, because I don't know of any computers with 4K webcams built in. And my suggestion for 4K is either a Logitech Brio or an AVerMedia 513. Now let's look at using a phone camera to record your face-to-camera video. As with webcams, the resolution of your phone's camera is important, particularly the selfie camera, as this will be the optimum way to record. Older cell phone cameras will have a set focus point, so you need to find out what is the optimum distance from your face and mark that spot for future filming. But recent phone cameras have autofocus built in and some manual controls. But if you do decide to use the rear camera, then be aware that you'll not be able to see yourself while you're recording, and that can make it hard, but not impossible. And the advantage of using a rear camera is that it can record at 4K. That's on most recent phones, whereas the selfie camera will probably be restricted to 1080p. On the balance, I suggest you should consider the selfie camera, as the ability to see yourself and the added benefit of being able to use a teleprompter outplays the drop in resolution. I'll talk about the teleprompter in a minute. First, let's look at what you need to be able to use your phone's camera. A small cheap tripod is necessary. Nothing special is needed, and most likely you've got one already. You also need some sort of device to grip the phone like a tripod mount, and these are usually $5 to $10 at Amazon. Now let's consider the audio. It's actually more important than the video. The audio recorded directly to your phone will not be up to scratch because of the distance it will be from your mouth. Hence the need for a separate audio device like a lapel microphone that plugs into your phone so that the mic is close to your mouth while your phone is at that distance away from you. And be careful that the plug suits your type of phone, a 3.5 pin for an Android phone and a lightning cable for an iPhone. However, depending on the quality of the audio channel on your phone, you may need a USB microphone that's close to your mouth and attached to your computer, which you can record into QuickTime, as I suggested earlier, for webcam recording. And this will mean that you'll need to synchronize the external microphone's audio and the phone audio in your editing software. I'll cover that in another tutorial about recording to a phone camera. Other than that, you're ready to go. So now for the teleprompter. This will scroll the text on your phone screen, allowing you to both read and have your eyes looking at the lens in the camera. Now the third category is the DSLR. And if you've already got one, then this is a possible alternative for your promotional video, because the image will be better. Most likely 4K if you've got a recent DSLR. It's better simply because of the better lens. It will be good if your camera has a flip screen, so you can see yourself while you're recording. And it also must have a good audio channel. You'll most likely need to buy a microphone with a 3.5 pin. The cheapest possible, as the audio will not likely be used in the video, but just to match the real audio coming from the USB microphone, and you'll do that in the edit. And this brings me to the extra costs to consider when using a DSLR. If you use your computer's audio recording software while filming with the DSLR, you could record from a USB microphone, as I discussed in the section on webcams. Otherwise, you could use the audio channel in your camera, which means you'll need a better microphone in that case. And the results will depend on the quality of your DSLR's audio channel and the microphone that you use. You could also consider an external audio recorder like a Zoom H1. I've been using a Zoom H1 for years and I'm most impressed with them, but you will need to sync that in the video edit. You can buy teleprompters for DSLRs, but now you're really getting into real cost territory, so I don't think that this comes under the brief for this tutorial. If all of this sounds too hard, then your decision between face-to-camera and a voiceover will be much easier to make. It's also important that you consider the background behind you, something in keeping with the image for your target audience that you're appealing to. Another option is to use a green screen, and I discuss them in a video that talks about other equipment, as well as a separate tutorial about the green screen. And as a final tip, most importantly, think of how the image you're presenting will encourage your audience to go to your web page. As I've said before, your web page is your shop, whether it's got e-commerce or not, just as you'd want your physical shop to look attractive and inviting. Do the same for your web page. Now you've got the camera and the webcam to film your video, the next set of tutorials will look at each device in detail. That's webcams, a cell phone camera, a DSLR camera, and a voiceover. I'm here to help, so if you need assistance on a specific topic, I offer free support via email for urgent issues that you're confronted with. Click the eye above for the link to my free support site. Otherwise, let me know in the comments below about the topics you struggle with. I'd be happy to produce a YouTube video to help you solve those issues. And don't forget, I'm also available for one-on-one internet training. There's various training courses available on my website. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and press the bell.